We're here again, once again, with another Mock the Mock, and today we're going to be looking at sports news. They came out with a mock draft. Got a nice little pretty format, so we're going to go over that today. If you don't know what Mock the Mock is, we basically take someone else's mock draft, we go through it, I give you my opinions, and we talk about it in the comment section below. It's a lot of fun, dude. It's a lot of fun, and if you don't know who I am, what's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy Baroshmo, just in case you did not know. So go ahead, become a bro and subscribe. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoy the content. Go ahead, leave a comment. It really helps the video a ton. I really would appreciate it. Today we have a sponsor. That's right, a sponsor. Good old H2O. But we'll have some Senior Bowl content throughout the week. Also, I'll be live on Twitch Thursday night, so be sure to go check out that. So without further ado, let's go ahead. Let's dive into this sucker. And of course, Trevor Lawrence. Is he number one? He is, man, without a shadow of a doubt. Just makes sense. This is going to be a consensus pick. Anyone that does otherwise is crazy, or they're trying to stir the pot in some way and fashion, which I don't mind. I don't mind a little pot stirring. It makes things interesting. And then number two, the Jets go with Devontae Smith. So I know a lot of people are like, oh no, they have a new defensive-minded coach, so maybe they'll go or stick with Darnold. To me, it just doesn't make sense. Sticking with Darnold doesn't make sense at this pick. I mean, I think Mike LaFleur, he's probably looking at a guy like Justin Fields or Zach Wilson and licking his chops, especially getting a guy like one of those guys on a rookie deal. Think about it. You try to surround Sam Darnold, and you have to, like, if you're going to continue with Sam Darnold, you have to think he's going to be elite. Since being drafted, there's nothing that I've seen to tell me that. If he has a good year, then this season, it's like, what, you get a fifth-year option? You go ahead and extend him, and then what if he just craps the bed after that? Then you're stuck. You're stuck on that deal. Granted, if it's fifth-year option, you could move away from him, but you're in one of the best quarterback classes we've seen in quite some time. I think it's just unwise when you could get these guys on a rookie deal and then surround them with talent through free agency. So I wouldn't consider it. So some people want to build around Darnold. I just disagree. Respectfully, I disagree. The Miami Dolphins go Penei Sewell out of Oregon. I love parts of this pick. You know, I think for me, honestly, first thing I would do if I'm the Dolphins, try to trade down from one of those quarterback hungry teams. Just get more picks. It's a very Bill Belichick thing to do. So I think Brian Flores would be down with that. Second, I might go receiver. I might go playmaker, because I mean, there's parts of the offensive line, like, you'd be like, oh, Sewell's too good to pass up. Well, you could say the same thing about Devontae Smith, Jamar Chase, and Jalen Waddle. They need playmakers. They need playmakers in a very bad way. Outside of Devontae Parker, they don't really have much. I think adding some speed there with a Smith or a Waddle, even Chase, dude, I think would be phenomenal for Tua and his development. If they do think Robert Hunt, they could Robert Hunt actually played pretty decent at right tackle for the last little part of the season. So again, I mean, I get it. I think Sewell would be like my third option here. I'd probably go with a playmaker over that. I think I'm kind of on that boat at this point. The Atlanta Falcons, excuse me. They're going Justin Fields. It makes sense. I mean, dude, new coach, Arthur Smith. He's very offensive minded. Matt Ryan, he's going to be 36. Why not grab a guy? It doesn't have to start immediately. You can wait a year or two. Enjoy the last bit of Matt Ryan's years in Atlanta. And then, bam, you're not starting over. You got a quarterback to come in that you've developed for a bit. So I like that. I think a lot of people are like, oh, no, they need to add to the defense. Well, defensive players typically don't make an immediate impact as far as rookies. They don't make an immediate impact. Yeah, you could name a handful of guys, but typically they don't. Just saying. Then the Cincinnati Bengals with Sewell off the board. I'm totally cool with Jamar Chase here. Makes a ton of sense. AJ Green's a free agent. They could probably get someone else on the outside. Chase, Higgins, and Boyd would be very scary. Chase, reunite him and Burrow. I like that. I like that a lot. And then the Philadelphia Eagles, they're going Patrick Surtain. It makes sense. Their secondary played really, really bad. Even Darius Slade was pretty up and down, but I mean, you could say I could have been because of the sum of the parts around him, but yeah, they need to add something. Like, you could talk quarterback with this pick, but I think like Surtain, or maybe even one of the wide receivers, those are probably the top picks here if you're the Eagles. And then the Detroit Lions are going Micah Parsons. I don't mind it. I don't mind it one bit. They're bringing in Dan Campbell, so this could be an offensive pick. I think receiver with Waddle still on the board here would be very tempting, just because I imagine they're probably gonna franchise Kenny Golladay. They need more playmakers for Matthew Stafford. They're gonna give him one last hurrah, you know. So, I mean, Parsons is a phenomenal prospect. I mean, I'm not against it, but I think there's better value at the position than a linebacker in the top 10. Carolina Panthers, they're going Zach Wilson's not even off the board yet, dude. Zach Wilson's not even off the board yet. Like, honestly, if I'm Detroit, I think I'm taking Wilson. If I'm Philadelphia Eagles, I might be thinking maybe Wentz ain't it. I know Jalen Hurts, I'm pretty positive he ain't it. I didn't think he'd be he's even in my pre-draft evaluation of him, I saw him as a developmental prospect. So, but yeah, I mean, if he makes it to Carolina, that's a great pick. I would also consider Trey Lance with this pick. So yeah, if I'm the Carolina Panthers, I'm kind of crossing my fingers that one of the top 4 quarterbacks make it to this pick. So I'm totally cool with this. The Denver Broncos go Kwity Paye. Very interesting. Caleb Farley on the board would be a big I kind of consider it, you know. He comes from a zone dominant scheme. He's got like those elite cornerback traits. But I mean, Paye, dude, he athletically, man, he would have dominated the combine. Now they're having these glorified pro days, so we'll see how he comes into that. But Paye, man, I think is going to be a top 10 pick potentially when it's all said and done. So bring him in there. They could maybe eventually move on from Von Miller. You don't have to do it right away. Don't they have like, was it Malik Reed there? But he might be more of a rotation guy anyway. But yeah, if they think Paye's, if he's the top guy on their board, then why not, you know? Dallas Cowboys are going Caleb Farley. They need help in the secondary. So yeah. Kind of makes sense. Dan Quinn probably just like salivating, like, oh yes, please. This is way better than what I had in Atlanta. But I mean, on the contrary, dude, he also brought in AJ Terrell. So Farley, a better prospect going into the draft than Terrell, probably. We'll see how he hopefully he tests out well. I can't imagine him not testing out well. The New York Giants are going Jalen Waddle. Hey, man, if he's available at this pick, I'm totally cool with it, man. Get some more playmakers. This guy is electric. He can stretch the field vertically as well. You could slip him in between, like in the slot on the outside. Might be like, oh, he's too similar to like a Sterling Shepard or a Golden Tate. Nah, dude. He is like the best of both those guys. So, not even comparable. Not even comparable. The San Francisco 49ers, they get lucky, dude. Trey Lance ends up falling here. So, very solid. If I'm Denver, honestly, I'm probably considering Lance with their pick. But, yeah, he falls. I think it's perfect, man. Rumor is Shanahan, he wants an athletic guy, so they get his athletic guy. The Chargers are going Christian Darrisaw. Yeah, they need help on the offensive line, especially left tackle, because they got Brian Bulaga on the right side. So totally makes sense. I mean, I'm trying to think other ways they may go. No, that's probably actually the best scenario for them. I guess we'll find out with this next pick. The Minnesota Vikings, they're going Gregory Rousseau. You're going to see a lot of people mock Russo to the Vikings because it just kind of makes sense. It just kind of makes sense. There we go. Mike Zimmer loves these huge upside guys. There is a lot of upside. I mean, keep in mind in 2019, dude, Russo, he won a majority of his snaps with just pure upside. He did win a lot of those on the inside, though. I say pure upside, but he won a lot of those on the inside. He does need to be developed. Really wish he played this year so he could show, has he developed better technique, more pass rush moves. But there is a clear upside with him that's going to make him a top 15, top 20 pick. I guess Kyle Pitts could have gone here too, but there's nothing wrong with Darius Saw. Darius Saw's got some upside to be a top 10 pick. And then the New England Patriots go ahead. They get Kyle Pitts. I'm okay with it. Totally okay with it. This is great value. I really hope they bring in a veteran quarterback, one that can maybe throw the ball further than 10 yards down the field accurately. That's not a shot at Cam Newton, man. That's just kind of how their offense works. They do need guys that can stretch the field. I really hope they search that out in free agency or maybe even through the draft here. The Arizona Cardinals are going Elijah Vera Tucker. I think this one's very interesting. It is kind of tough with kind of like you don't have like Waddle falling here. Pitts isn't even here. JC Horn, he might feel not like a reach, but you feel like there's better prospects on the board at this point. But man, yeah, Vera Tucker, honestly, the guy, he's going to end up playing interior. He played left tackle this season for the Trojans, and he did very well. But he brings plus athleticism, so I'm okay with it. The Las Vegas Raiders, they go Christian Barmore. Christian Barmore honestly could have gone to the Cardinals, but Barmore, I think he's going to end up being a top 20 guy. I mean, I don't think there's a defensive interior in this class that really comes close to him. But see, with Gus Bradley, man, now the defensive coordinator, he's one of the he blitzes the least, at least the past couple of seasons of, or at least his defenses, they blitz the least of the last couple of seasons. I think he only blitzed about 16% of the time there in San Diego, Los Angeles for the Chargers. And he really relies on the front four. And I think they need better pass rushers on the outside than the interior. Barmore, he would feel like more of a replacement for Hurst, not an actual, guy to play there on the interior with Hurst. But I mean, I might go. I'm a big fan of Azeez Ojulari here. So I don't know. It's a bit interesting. It's great value, great prospect. So I don't hate it by any means. It's just kind of more of honestly, defensive tackle is always going to be like a type of pick, The Miami Dolphins, they're going Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. So they get Sewell, they get JOK here. I love JOK. He's one of my favorite prospects in this class. So makes total sense. I see Mac Jones down there, man. Is he the next pick? He is the next pick for the Washington football team. They're not even going to give Tyler Heineke a chance. They're going to grab Mac Jones. And he feels very Alex Smith, if I'm being honest. So I don't mind it. If they really think Jones is the guy, then, hey, take him. They could. Taylor Heineke, keep in mind, this guy is an undrafted free agent. He's roamed around practice squads for the last few years. So, you could have a competition in camp. So, it'll be interesting. There is some clear upside when it comes to Jones. The dude is pinpoint accuracy, and his anticipation is top notch. But there are going to be criticisms of the arm strength. Honestly, he's got a very similar arm to Burrow, to Tua as well. But he totally outperformed Tua in that same offense. But there will be, I think a lot of people are going to be concerned. He came from his offense was very schemed. So, but he constantly made the right reads. He maneuvered despite being probably a below average athlete. He maneuvered the pocket extremely well. So yeah, man, if they really think this is their guy, then go for it. Then the Chicago Bears, they go Rashawn Slater. Solid pick. I mean, a guy that could kind of play maybe on the interior. That's where he may project given his size and his arm length. Guy I'd rather leave on the outside, so he gives you a bit of versatility. So not a bad pick here for Chicago. Jalen Mayfield going to the Colts. I know you're like, you gotta instantly replace Anthony Costanzo. You probably don't want to do it with a rookie. You should probably look at free agency. Probably. But I don't know, people like Mayfield. If you're not new to the channel, you know I'm not a big Mayfield believer here, unless his name is Baker. So yeah, I guess I really dislike this pick. Tennessee Titans, they go edge rusher Joseph Asai out of Texas. A guy that has experience being a hand in the dirt and a stand-up pass rusher. A guy that has dabbled a bit in coverage. He did back in 2018 and 2019. And this year, he was more of a pure pass rusher. Titans, they need pass rush, man. That defense really sucked this season. I mean, they're going to be a lot healthier next year, especially in the secondary with Christian Fulton, Dory Jackson being fully healthy will be nice, but they do need to get better pass rush. The New York Jets with their second pick, they go J.C. Horn. Now they go in defensive. I think this is phenomenal. This is great value for J.C. Horn. I feel like he's going to be a top 20 guy, but again, this is a very deep class in general in terms of just talent. So we're going to see really good prospects just kind of fall. And I think Horn's maybe a prime candidate for that to happen. But yeah, the Jets, they need help in the secondary. Honestly, he's a Robert Slay type of guy. Hopefully I said his last name right. It's like what? Only 6 letters, and I'm just like, ooh, Slayer. I don't know. But, I mean, he looks actually picture perfect for his scheme. He likes those big physical corners. And then the Pittsburgh Steelers go Kyle Trask, man. They probably have to move on from Big Ben, you would think. At least have a guy they can readily get in place. I don't know if they look at that in the first round. I think they're more likely to probably make a move on guys like Sam Darnold, Carson Wentz, Phillip Rivers, even Matthew Stafford. I think they're probably going to be looking more into that than actually drafting a quarterback. So we'll see, but I understand. The Jacksonville Jaguars get themselves a steal in Rashad Bateman, man. I think this guy definitely is going to end up falling. I see him falling in a lot of people's mocks. I got a top 20 grade on him. I really like him a ton. A guy that can play on the inside. He can play on the outside. Same with Laviska Shenault Jr. So now you have like just a trio of very scary receivers there with DJ Chark as well for Trevor Lawrence. So get your man all the weapons. I'm totally in love with that. And then Azeez Ojulari going to the Browns. I love it. I think honestly, I think he fits. I think this guy's going to be like Kevin Stefanski is going to be hunting this guy down. I think he's looking for that Danielle Hunter to Myles Garrett. And I think Ojulari can be it. This guy, a lot of people worried about him. How can he translate speed to power at the next level? I'm not too worried about that. This guy, for me, he has it in terms of how he just bends the edge. The guy's very crafty, very good pass rush moves. I like him a ton, dude. And honestly, his brother's gonna be a first round pick too in like 2023. The Baltimore Ravens go Kadarius Toney out of Florida. I don't know how I feel about this. Like, Lamar Jackson. I mean, I think Lamar Jackson's gonna like a guy that creates space for his core, like creates space underneath. And then, I mean, Tony's just great after the catch because they do have Hollywood Brown as their long field threat that Lamar just misses time and time again. But they would definitely get more from Tony than they would from Snead. I think it's just gonna be interesting. I think they would rather a guy like Kyle Pitts or Rashad Bateman, but I think they're outside of that range for those guys. So it'll be interesting. I don't hate the pick by any means. The New Orleans Saints, they get Xavier Collins, dude. Ooh wee. This is a great pick. I think he is a much better Zach Bond. So they get themselves a linebacker because tomorrow Davis, man, he ain't going to be around there forever. And this guy's skill set is just at 260. And guess what? This mock draft, it only goes to 28 because we still got the conference championship. So, yeah, I guess he decided to stop at 28, man. He clocked out early. So I guess I'm clocking out early. That's it for the video. Go ahead. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Overall, I really liked this draft. I think it really illustrates how we're going to see a lot of good, even great prospects fall just because overall this class is very deep. I don't think there was anything that was too much out of the realm of possibility. The Mayfield pick is probably the only pick I really absolutely hated. Maybe let's go through the Christian Barmore one. Wasn't bad. It's just a very ho-hum type of pick to the Raiders, you know. Even for the Cardinals, Vera Tucker. I love Vera Tucker, but again, kind of ho-hum. I mean, I could maybe question Denver. I'm assuming Denver maybe brings in a veteran like a Phillip Rivers or someone to maybe compete with Drew Lock, but not grabbing Trey Lance. I don't know. I'd be tempted to, but that might just be me. Okay, probably the biggest disagreement. Jets not going with quarterback. That's probably it. But until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.